A glacier is a huge mass of ice that moves slowly over land. The term glacier comes from the French word glace, which means ice. Glaciers are often called rivers of ice. Glaciers are made up of fallen snow that over many years compresses into large, thickened ice masses. Glaciers form when snow remains in one location long enough to transform into ice. What makes glaciers unique is their ability to flow. Due to sheer mass, glaciers flow like very slow rivers. Some glaciers are as small as football fields, while others grow to be dozens or even hundreds of kilometers long. Sometimes glaciers form on volcanoes. When these volcanoes erupt, they are especially dangerous. They send floods of water, ice, and rocks over the land and into the atmosphere.
Glaciers begin forming in places where more snow piles up each year than melts. Soon after falling, the snow begins to compress or become denser and tightly packed. It slowly changes from light, fluffy crystals to hard, round ice pellets. New snow falls and buries into this granular snow. The hard snow becomes even more compressed. It becomes a dense, grainy ice called firn. The process of snow compacting into glacial firn is called firnification. As years go by, layers of firn build on top of each other. When the ice grows thick enough, about 50 meters or 160 feet, the firn grains fuse into a huge mass of solid ice. The glacier begins to move under its own weight. The glacier is so heavy and exerts so much pressure that the firn and snow melt without any increase in temperature. The meltwater makes the bottom of the heavy glacier slicker and more able to spread across the landscape. Presently, glaciers occupy about 10% of the world's total land area, with most located in polar regions like Antarctica, Greenland, and the Canadian Arctic. Glacier can be thought as of remnants from the last ice age, when ice covered nearly 32% of the land and 30% of the oceans. Most glaciers lie within mountain ranges that show evidence of a much greater extent during the ice ages of the past 2 million years, and more recent indications of retreat in the past few centuries.
Glaciers melt when ice melts more quickly than firn can accumulate. Earth's average temperature has been increasing dramatically for more than a century. Glaciers are important indicators of global warming and climate change in several ways. Melting ice sheets contribute to rising sea levels. As ice sheets in Antarctica and Greenland melt, they raise the level of the ocean. Tons of fresh water are added to the ocean every day. In March 2009, a 160 square mile piece of the Wilkins ice shelf broke off the Antarctic peninsula. Large icebergs created by such an event create hazards for shipping.